If you are an aspiring or a startup entrepreneur, the problem you may have right now is when you watch successful entrepreneurs share their journey, maybe answer some questions, create value for you, they are probably in their chapter 30, 50, 100 already. And most of what they are saying is not applicable to you, which creates a lot of confusion, especially kung nagsisimula ka pa lang. So in this video, I will share with you my top 10 tips for beginners, for aspiring and startup entrepreneurs. Mga taong gustong magnegosyo or nagsisimula pa lang magnegosyo. By the way, my name is MJ Lopez and I've been doing business for more than 18 years, transforming the lives of people in the process, helping people from zero to becoming millionaires and multi-millionaires. And I also have the privilege to be working with billionaires who wants a more well-rounded way of life. And I will share with you tools, strategies, and principles na ginamit ko nung nagsisimula pa lang ako magnegosyo. Mga bagay na tinuturo ko sa mga mentees. Mga bagay na tinuro at tinuturo ko sa mga nagsisimulang magnegosyo na effective at nagagamit nila ngayon. And again, this will be useful for you if you are an aspiring or a startup entrepreneur. So let's start with number 1. Value is in the lens of the customer. A lot of people will ask me, Sir MJ, ano bang magandang produkto? Sir MJ, ano bang magandang negosyo? Sir MJ, paano ba ako kikita ng pera? Sir MJ, ano bang produkto yung sure na bibili ng customer? If you want to answer that question, you are probably starting with the wrong question. Kasi ang produktong bibilhin ng customer, yung produktong valuable sa kanila. At ang customer magkakaiba ng tinuturing na value. Lagi ko tong sinasabi. Business is not about money, it is about value. And value is being able to solve problems. For example, you wanna go from Laguna to Cubao. Dalawa yung pwede mong gawin. Takbuhin mo or sumakay ka ng van or bus. The van will take you from point A to point B. Magbabayad ka ng pamasahe. It means that it's a problem solved through services rendered. Sinerbisyohan ka, dinala ka from point A to point B, nakarating ka sa destination mo, nagbayad ka ng pamasahe. And if you wanna go from Laguna to Baguio, mas malayo, mas malaki yung problema, mas mahal yung pamasahe. It means na kung mas malaki yung problema ang kaya mong solusyonan, mas malaki yung pwede mong kitain. So the value is not in the product itself, but the problems your product can solve. So the bigger question now is not the product, but you as a person. Una, ano ba yung problema ang kaya mong solusyonan? Ano ba yung value na pwede mong i-offer sa mga customers mo? Number 2, sino ba yung customer mo? Who's your target market? Magsisimula ka ba agad malakihan? Gusto mo ba international agad? Do you wanna sell to Filipinos? Do you wanna sell to the people around you? Sino ba yung kaya mong bentahan? Kasi a lot of people will ask, Sir MJ, anong magandang produkto? And then ang next problem nila, Sir MJ, paano to ibebenta? Versus, sino ba yung kaya mong bentahan? And then pag nahanap mo na sila, hanapin mo yung problemang kaya mong solusyonan within the boundaries of your community. And I made a video about this already. It involves finding a community or joining a community or maybe acknowledging a community that you are already in. And then finding their wants and needs, ano ba yung kailangan nila. So if you want to start a business, you can start with the people around you, what do they need, and the value you can offer to them. I'm gonna give you one example. Maybe you are in a fitness community or mahilig kayo mag-rides or mag-bike. Ano bang goal? Ano bang problema? Well, probably kailangan nila ng gulong. Kailangan nila ng helmets, ilaw, water jugs. So pwede mo silang bentahan, i-provide mo yung mga bagay na kailangan nila. Provide what they want and what they need. And as you do that, matututo kang magbenta. Pag marunong kang magbenta, now you give them a better experience. It's not just about the product, it's about the experience. And after that, you can start building credibility, building relationship, serving your customers better. That's how you start your business. Pero hindi mo pwedeng sabihin sa customer mo na 10 taon kang nag-aral, napakatagal mong inaral yung produkto, napakatagal mong inaral yung services na ginagawa mo kung wala namang kwenta sa kanila yung binebenta mo. Because again, kahit valuable sa'yo yung products, kung hindi siya valuable para sa customer, hindi nila yun bibilhin. So either maling customer, kasi kung valuable sa'yo yung product, ang kailangan mo, customer na kagaya mo. So baka mali yung target market mo, baka mali yung strategy mo, o baka naman wala talagang kwenta yung produkto mo. And you have to be honest with yourself. That is why you can always start small. Instead of asking people anong magandang produkto, you ask your customers ano yung kailangan nila para makapag-provide ka ng value sa kanila. Kasi tandaan nyo, yung mga tinatanong nyong negosyante, may kanya-kanyang negosyo kami. So if you ask a successful entrepreneur, ano bang magandang produkto? Nakadepende yan sa industriya nila. Halimbawa, nagtanong ka sa isang successful na insurance agent. 10 years niyang ginagawa yon, doon siya yumaman. Ano sasagot niya sa'yo? Magandang produkto, insurance. Pag nagtanong ka sa real estate broker, ano yung sasagot niya sa'yo? Real estate ang maganda ibenta. Pag nagtanong ka sa isang network marketer na sobrang tagal na sa industriya, ano yung sasagot niya sa'yo? Network marketing. Pag tinanong mo ang isang successful na trader, ano yung sasagot sa'yo? Mag-invest ka, Bitcoin, mag-trade ka, Forex, or whatever. So, ibig sabihin, halos lahat ng produkto pwede mong pagkakitaan at halos lahat ng produkto kayang i-scale yan. Because all businesses are the same. Pare-parehas yan nagkikreate ng value, pare-parehas yan need. It's all up to you. Sino ba ang taong kausap mo? So, instead of asking hyper-successful entrepreneurs, and most probably, nahingi ka lang naman sa amin ng validation. Baka naman meron ka ng industriya na gusto, meron ka ng nakikitang produkto. Ang tanungin mo, wag kami. Ang tanungin mo, yung customers mo. Ano ba yung produktong kailangan nila? Ano ba yung services na makakatulong sa kanila? That way, sure na may benta ka. Sure na may kliyente ka. Number 2, there is no work-life balance. Yung work-life balance na yan is actually a lie. Again, I'm talking to entrepreneurs na nagsisimula pa lang magnegosyo, okay? You will see people na lagi na lang kasama yung mga mahal nila sa buhay. Ako, I'm doing my best kahit papano maihatid yung anak ko sa school everyday, especially pag may event sila. Pero nakarating ako sa level na to, I can choose to have balance kasi 18 years na akong nagnenegosyo. So, ibig sabihin, the work-life balance will be there if you made it. Pero hanggat hindi ka nagiging successful, hanggat nagsisimula ka pa lang, nagbibuild ka pa lang ng systems. Actually, wala pa nga tayo sa level ng pagbibuild ng systems eh. Nasa level pa lang tayo na magsisimula ka. Aaralin mo yung cash flow mo, aaralin mo paano ka makakabenta, paano mo i-improve yung products, paano ka makikisama sa mga customers, paano ka magpapalaki ng negosyo, paano ka magdadagdag ng branch, paano ka mag-hire ng mga tao. Okay? Diyan muna tayo. And then systems. Pag may sistema ka na, sobrang yaman mo na, if you are confident to say that I made it, that's the time to focus on work-life balance. Pero initially, first 10 years and probably 20 years, wala talagang balance. Kung sobrang bilis mo, sobrang galing mo, pwede mo siyang makuha ng mabilis. Pero for now, wala mo ng balance talaga. You have to sacrifice first. Lalo na kung meron kang sitwasyon na inaayos ngayon. Halimbawa, empleyado ka na nagsisimula ka palang magnegosyo. Gusto mo mag-hustle. Gusto mo mag-start magbenta ng products. Lalong wala kang work-life balance. Because as an employee, you don't have balance already. Tapos dinagdagan mo pa yung sarili mo ng workload, which is a side hustle. So you would have to sacrifice your time for your family para maging successful. You have to acknowledge that. If you are an OFW, tapos gusto mo mag full-time in the future, gusto mo mag-build ng negosyo in the future, at nagsisimula ka pa lang, eventually, you have to work harder. You have to sacrifice a lot of your time. And you also have to learn. So, mababawasan talaga yung time mo para sa sarili mo at para sa pamilya mo. Kasi, nagsisimula ka pa lang. Nasa building process ka pa lang. And that's the reality. Number 3, there's no such thing as big money, small commitment business. Walang negosyo na magbibigay sa'yo ng napakalaki or malaking income, tapos maliit yung commitment mo. Pwedeng maliit yung puhunan, pero hindi maliit yung commitment. Because any business will suck your money, suck your energy, and suck your time. Okay? Lahat ng negosyo, basta nagsisimula ka pa lang, uubusin yan yung pera mo, panahon mo, oras mo, at energy mo. At ang dami nagtatanong sa akin, Sir MJ, ano bang magandang negosyo na hindi ko kailangan mag-spend ng time? Yung konting time lang yung ibibigay ko. Walang ganon. Kaya maraming naloloko kasi walang ganon. Kung ang iniisip mo ngayon, yayaman ka at konti lang yung ibibigay mong time sa pagnenegosyo, hindi ka para sa negosyo. Huwag ka nang magnegosyo. Kasi sa trabaho nga, kailangan mo mag-spend ng time sa negosyo pa kaya. Which can be harder. Okay? And pwede mong sabihin sa akin, Sir MJ, maraming mga non-traditional business ang maliit lang ang puhunan. Yes, pwede kang yumaman doon. One example is network marketing. Small capital doesn't mean small commitment. Pero mamumuhunan ka ng kapal ng muka. Because we already know na maraming negative sa industry. Kailangan mong saluhin yung mga tao magsasabi sa'yo na scam ka, na manloloko ka. Kailangan mong saluhin lahat ng hate. So kailangan matibay ka sa network marketing. Next, you have to build relationship. In network marketing, maliit ang puhunan mo, Pero ang puhunan mo talaga dito yung energy mo. Energy na makisama sa mga tao, energy na magserbisyo sa mga tao. Because you are serving your client, you are serving your customers. Because network marketing is a transformational business. We are trying to transform the lives of people. Hindi tapos ang trabaho mo hanggat hindi mo natutulungang yumaman yung downlines mo. And it's a long process. Doon ka mauubos, madedrain yung battery mo. Pagpapasensyahan mo yung mga downlines mo, makikisama ka sa mga tao. Magsisimula ka sa mga customers. And then serve your customers hanggang maging downline mo yung mga customers mo. And then convert your downlines into leaders. It will take a lot of time, energy, and in reality, magastos yan. Magpapa-incentive ka, magta-travel ka kung saan-saan, mamumuhunan ka ng oras, panahon, pera. So ang isang negosyo, kahit maliit ang puhunan, kailangan malaki yung commitment mo. So all businesses can be big money businesses. And yes, you have to give big commitment as well. So kahit anong industriya, laging may trade-off yan. Kung gusto mo ng less time, less effort, kailangan mo mag-sacrifice ng mas malaking puhunan. Kasi pag mas malaki yung puhunan mo, kaya mong mag-hire ng mga tao, kaya mo agad kumuha ng isang negosyong may sistema na. Pag naman nagsimula ka sa maliit na negosyo, maliit ang puhunan mo, maliit ang income mo, and the more na lumalaki yung nasosolve mong problema, lalaki din yung income mo. Lalaki din yung kinikita mo. Pero lalaki din yung problema mo. Walang negosyo na maliit lang ang commitment. Lahat ng bagay sa mundo, kailangan mong bigyan ng commitment. Kailangan mong bigyan ng energy. Kailangan mong paglaanan ng time. That's the reality. Number 4, focus on solving the problems of your customers. Now here's the idea. Most of the aspiring entrepreneurs na naririnig ko, nakikita ko, mini-mentor ko, tinuturuan ko, mga namit ko. Sir MJ, paano ba ako kikita ng napakalaking pera? Kasi ang dami ko ng problema, sir. Lubog na ako sa utang. May problema ako dito, may problema ako doon, may problema ako everywhere. May problema rin ako sa pamilya ko. And because of that, hindi na ngayon sila makapag-focus sa problema ng customers nila. At dahil din doon, lalo silang hindi nagkakabenta at hindi nagkakapera. Bakit? Kasi ang focus nila, pang sariling problema nila. So ang focus nila, mag-create ng value para sa kanila, hindi para sa customer. Again, balik tayo sa number 1. The value is in the lens of the customer. So you want to focus on solving the problems of your customer, not your own problems. Kasi pag ang focus mo, solusyonan yung problema mo, lalong lalaki yung problema mo sa negosyo. Kaya nga kahit sa labas, sabihin nila ang mga negosyante selfish. That's bullshit. Successful entrepreneurs are selfless. Kasi ang focus nating mga negosyante, solusyonan yung problema ng ibang tao, kahit tayo mismo marami tayong pansariling problema. If you are an entrepreneur, unang-una sa lahat, meron kang employees. Kasama mong mag-build ng negosyo. Kasama mong magpalaki ng negosyo. May kanya-kanyang problema din yan. So ang goal mo, matulungan mo yung mga tao sa paligid mo, yung mga taong malapit sa'yo, yung mga employees mo, yung mga executives mo, yung mga leaders and managers mo. Ang goal mo is tulungan mo muna sila. Bakit? Kasi kasama mo silang mag-serve sa mga customers. Paano kayo makakapag-serve sa customers as a team kung mismong team mo may problema? So kahit ikaw, meron kang personal problems, and I understand that because we are human beings as well, you have to focus on solving the problems of other people first. And then after that, you will focus on solving the problems of your customers. And the idea is, as a team, you will now be serving people. At pag nakakapag-serve ka na sa mas maraming tao, diyan na magsisimulang pumasok yung benta, that way, masosolve mo lahat ng problema mo. Sir MJ, lagi mo sinasabi, huwag kalimutan yung sarili. Dapat unahin yung sarili. Tama yun, unahin mo yung sarili mo. But that doesn't mean ang focus mo lang is sarili mo. Hindi pwedeng self-centered ka. Siyempre, paakainin mo yung sarili mo. Kasi hindi naman lalaki yung negosyo mo kung patay ka na, di ba? Hindi naman lalaki yung negosyo mo kung mapupunta ka sa ospital. Hindi mo rin mairaran yung negosyo mo kung hindi ka na masaya at sobrang burnout ka na. Yes, you can solve your problems. But that doesn't mean it's your primary focus. Kasi kung ang kailangan mo ngayon ay kumita ng pera, hindi ka talaga pwedeng mag-focus sa sarili mo. Kung ang goal mo is kumita ng pera at ang problema mo nagre-revolve around earning money, expenses, bills, dapat lang talaga na mag-focus ka muna sa customers mo. The more na self-centered ka at nakafocus ka sa sarili mo, again, hindi mo masosolve yung problema ng customers mo. At kapag hindi mo nasolve yung problema ng customers mo, wala kang magiging benta. Lalo kang hindi magkakapera at magkikreate yan ng chain reaction to more and more problems in your business and in your personal life. Always remember that if you can solve your problems, yes, you can have peace. yes, you can be happy. But if you solve enough problems for a lot of people, you will build a legacy. Number 5, acknowledge where you are right now. Kailangan alam mo kung nasan ka ngayon. Kasi again, nakakatawa talagang manood ng mga successful na entrepreneurs. Nagbibuild na sila ng manufacturing nila, nagbibuild na sila ng bahay, bumibili na sila ng iba't ibang kotse, lumalaki na yung team nila, nag-hire na sila ng tao. But maybe wala ka pa sa level na mag-hire ng tao. Wala ka pa sa level na bibili ng machines or manufacturing. Wala ka pa sa level na bibili ng bahay. Maybe nasa level ka pa lang na kailangan mong simulan yung negosyo mo. And most aspiring entrepreneurs, namamatay yung pangarap nila, hindi sila makapagsimula ng negosyo because of comparison. Sa una, pwedeng nai-inspire tayo. Sa una, pwedeng sobrang namomotivate tayo until such time na ma-intimidate na tayo. Until such time na hindi mo nasisimulan yung alam mong dapat mong simulan. So you have to acknowledge, teka, nasaan ka ba ngayon? Kasi kaming mga mentors nyo, pwede mo akong tanong, Sir MJ, paano ba ako makakarating sa pangarap ko? Well, my question to you will be, ano bang pangarap mo? Because you can only be pointed towards the right direction if you have a destination. And you can be spouting some powerful words. I want to be successful, I have financial freedom, and I will say, you have to have clarity. Anong ibig sabihin sa'yo ng successful? Anong ibig sabihin sa'yo ng financial freedom? And let's just say, alam mo na yung destination mo, malinaw na sa'yo. You have a specific destination now. Let's assume you have clarity now. My next question will be, nasaan ka na ngayon? It's because kami mga mentor, I can be your Google Maps. I can be your Waze. Pero para maibigay sa'yo yung tamang daan, maliban sa dapat alam mo yung destination mo, dapat alam natin kung nasan ka. Kasi pwede mo akong tanongin ng basic directions, Sir MJ, paano ba ako pupunta ng Cubao? Hindi ko pwedeng basta sabihin sa'yo na sumakay ka ng jeep papuntang Cubao. Baka naman Iloilo ka pa manggagaling, baka naman Bacolod ka pa galing. E sa Bacolod, wala namang jeep pa Cubao doon. And pwede mo akong sisihin si Sir MJ, niloloko ako. Wala naman ditong Cubao. Kasi nga, hindi tayo nagkaintindihan kung nasaan ka ngayon. So it's important that you acknowledge where you are right now in your journey. Na kung nagsisimula ka pa lang, acknowledge mo. Kung wala ka pang negosyo, i-acknowledge mo. Kung wala ka pang magandang produkto, i-acknowledge mo. Because acknowledging where you are will serve as your GPS. Diyan mo malolocate kung nasaan ka na. At kapag nalocate natin kung nasaan ka na at alam mo kung saan ka papunta, madali kang makakarating. And a lot of aspiring entrepreneurs are trying to build fake lives. Baka dahil sa ego or baka dahil sa inggit. A lot of startup entrepreneurs are trying to be coaches and mentors and they are trying to fool people. Tandaan nyo guys, naaamoy ang authenticity. Hindi na po bobo yung mga tao at mga audience. Maraming audience ngayon sa social media dedicated to learn. That is why there are people who are still watching our videos. There are people like you who want a no-nonsense, no-drama videos like this. And that's why we are creating videos like this. So you have to acknowledge yourself. Teka, negosyante ka ba o influencer? Negosyante ka ba o vlogger? Gusto mo lang bang kumita sa social media o totoong gusto mong magnegosyo at mag-build ng value para sa mga tao? Kasi magkaiba yun. Iba yung nagkikreate ka ng content to promote your brand. Iba yung nagkikreate ka ng content para tumulong sa mga tao at iba yung nagkikreate ka ng content para lang sumikat. No, I'm not here to tell you what's right or wrong. I'm here to tell you, you have to acknowledge your truth. Ano ba yung totoo sa'yo? Ano ba talaga yung gusto mo? Because this video are for aspiring entrepreneurs. Para sa mga totoong gustong magnegosyo. Hindi sa mga taong gustong sumikat sa social media. Number 6, if you are lazy, working smart is not for you. A lot of people will say you have to work smart, you have to build systems. Yung mga kasabihan pa nga na kung kaya nila, ipagawa mo sa kanila. Right? Yes, it's true, but you have to understand that the people saying that you have to work smart, the people saying that you have to build systems, the entrepreneurs who are already building systems, they already made it. Okay? Alam na nila yung ginagawa nila. We are already expanding our business. But before you can expand your business, number 1, you have to start your business first. Kailangan mo munang simulan yung negosyo mo. Hindi pwedeng work smart ka kaagad, wala ka pang nasisimulan. At hindi rin pwedeng work smart ka kaagad, nagsisimula ka pa lang. You can be smart as you move along. Pero hindi pwedeng tamad sa work smart. Kasi kung tamad ka and you are trying to work smart means you are building systems. You are building a team. You are hiring people. You are trying to automate as much as you can. But you cannot build automations, you cannot build a system You cannot build a team if you are lazy. Kasi kung tamad kang leader at ikaw yung naglilid sa pagbibuild ng systems, ano yung mapipick up na ng culture? Ano yung matututunan nila? Ano yung gagayahin nila? So yung sistemang mabibuild mo, sistema ng katamaran. It doesn't work that way. Tapos sasabihin nila si Bill Gates. Alam nyo, sobrang gas-gas na yung gagamitin pa natin si Bill Gates, si Warren Buffett. Hindi kasi Bill Gates. Hindi kasi Warren Buffett. Baka nga hindi ka pa nagsisimula ng negosyo mo. Baka nga nagsisimula ka palang magnegosyo. So you have to acknowledge again where you are. At kung gusto mo talagang mag-build na sistema, at kung gusto mo talaga yung work smart, payaman ka muna. Itodo mo muna. Simulan mo muna yung negosyo mo. Working smart is for the people who are already working really hard. They worked really hard, nahanap nila yung passion nila, nahanap nila yung nagpapasaya sa kanila, nahanap nila yung obsession nila, and the rest of the business, they are trying to delegate so that they can focus on the things that they love about their business. I'm gonna give you an example of working smart. I love creating videos. I love sharing value to people. This is what I love to do. I love the sharing part. I love the mentoring and coaching part. Pero I don't love the editing part anymore. Ginagawa ko siya before, nagawa ko na siya before, but because of the volume of uploads that we have, because of the volume of the value that we create, sobrang dami naming uploads daily. Number one, hindi ko na siya kayang gawin mag-isa. At hindi ko talaga siya magagawa mag-isa. You have to build a team. Number two, for me to be an effective entrepreneur, an effective mentor, instead na nag-e-edit ako, I should be more focused on exposure, dealing with more people, doing leadership stuff, learning, doing the business, so that next week may bago na akong pwedeng i-share sa inyong experience. Because I'm continuously growing and learning as a mentor, as an entrepreneur. To make sure na meron ako laging ma-share sa inyo. Hindi ako magiging effective na leader, hindi ako magiging effective na mentor kung wala akong gagawin about my business. So I have to focus on my business. I have to focus on what I'm good at. That is why we are hiring people to be part of the media team. So ngayon, nakapag-build ako ng MJ Lopez Media na magagaling mag-edit, na passionate sa pag-i-edit. Mga editors na sobrang galing, sobrang sipag at creative, at sobrang fulfilled kapag nakikita nilang may nagbabago buhay dahil sa videos na ginagawa namin. That way, it's a shared passion. And since they see me working really hard, they are working hard as well. And that's how you work smart. Number 7, dream big, but do small things consistently. Now, here's a major problem, okay? Walang masama if you have big dreams and big goals. Minsan dyan tayo na-motivate, di ba? Minsan dyan tayo na-excite. Ito yung problema. Sa mga startup, sa mga nagsisimula pa lang, when you have big dreams and big goals, the problem with most people is they will focus on big actions. Now, here's the problem. You can be intimidated with doing big actions. Sometimes, hindi mo nagagawin sa sobrang laki. Number 3, baka lalo kang matakot. Number 4, baka lalo kang magduda sa sarili mo. Number 5, baka lalo mong ikumpara yung sarili mo sa ibang tao. Ito yung malupit. Ito yung mabigat. Number 6, pag nagkamali ka sa sobrang laking move na gagawin mo, baka hindi ka na makabawi. And that's the main reason why a lot of startup entrepreneurs fail in business. They fail in business, and most of them even fail to start. Yung iba sa sobrang laki ng pangarap nila, hindi na nila nasimulan. We don't want that. And yes, if you want to work smart, this is the smartest thing you can do right now. Focus on doing small steps every single day. Araw-araw may ginagawa kang maliit na actions consistently. Because success is built through time, through a series of actions done consistently. Merong mukhang overnight success, pero walang overnight success. It takes a lot of practice. It takes a lot of action. It takes a lot of mistakes. So, ang pwede mong gawin ngayon, yes, malaki yung pangarap mo. And for your risk management, maliliit lang yung actions na ginagawa mo. Pag nagkamali ka, learn from it. One major example is sales. So everyday na nakikipag-usap ka sa mga tao hanggang maka 100 na tao ka. Doon sa 100 mong nakakausap, you recognize the patterns, you interrupt those patterns who are not working, and then duplicate the patterns that are working in terms of sales. And then sa 100 may nabentahan ka na, now it's time to do CRMs. Customer relationship management. You build relationship with your customers. And it's also a learning process. After that, magkakaroon ka ng feedback. Now, it's time to improve the product, improve the service, improve the experience. And then you will be more confident to do more and achieve more talk to 100 customers again. And let's just say, tumaas yung conversion mo. So, mas marami ka na ngayon pakikisamahan. Pag marami ka ng pakikisamahan, mas natututo kang makisama sa mga customers, mas natututo kang mag-build ng relationship, next step ka na ngayon. Lumalaki na ngayon yung ecosystem mo. Maybe it's time to hire people. Pwede kang mag-hire ng sales team. Ngayon, since malawak na yung experience mo, meron ka nang pwedeng iturong sistema sa kanila. That is how you do business. But big things happen with tiny, small, consistent steps. Success is not measured by miles. It is measured by inch. Hindi po milya-milya yung pinag-uusapan natin dito. Tiny, small steps. But you have to be extremely consistent. Number 8. Happiness is not a byproduct of more money. Happiness is contained in who you become. Yes, money can buy happiness. I'm saying pwedeng mabili, pero hindi ka sure kung mabibili ng pera yung happiness mo. Kasi para mabili ng pera yung happiness, kailangan naiintindihan mo muna ano yung nagpapasaya sa'yo. At para mapasaya ka ng pera, kailangan matuto kang magpasalamat at maging masaya sa meron ka ngayon. Because if you cannot find happiness with what you already have right now, kahit anong daming pera yung ibigay sa'yo, hindi ka magiging masaya. You have to find happiness right now. I'm here to tell you that you have to find happiness in what you do, in your business, with your customers, with the relationship you have with your customers, and you have to find happiness within your team. Pag dami ng pera mo, dadami rin yung problema mo. So kung hindi ka masaya ngayon at hindi mo kayang i-handle yung problema mo ngayon, paano pa pag mas malaki na yung problema mo? Kasi baka ang mangyari kung kailan mas marami kang pera, mas maging miserable ka. Kasi baka hindi mo kayang i-handle yung laki din ng problema. Kasi sa pagnenegosyo, tandaan nyo to ha, how do we expand the business? We get more customers. More customers means more problems to solve. More customers means a bigger team. A bigger team means more moving pieces, means more people, more problem. Kung hindi mo kayang i-handle yung sarili mo, yung problema mo, paano mo i-handle yung problema ng ibang tao? Kaya nga sabi ko sa inyo, happiness is contained in who you become. It's all about who you become in the process of becoming a millionaire. Kasi as you progress, as you grow, nag-grow ka rin as a person. At pag nag-grow ka as a person, plus marami kang pera, dyan ka magiging masaya. Pero pag dumami pera mo, at hindi ka nag-grow as a person, hindi mo rin ma-handle yung pera at problema mo. Magiging miserable lang yung buhay mo, at baka maubos lang din yung pera mo. O kaya naman, baka yung pera, imbis na mapunta sa bulsa, mapupunta sa ulo. Which will turn to resentment from other people. Which means hindi ka rin magiging masaya. Kung nagsisimula kayong magnegosyo, and you find joy in something that you do within the business, pwedeng pagbebenta, pwedeng sa packaging, pwedeng sa pag-i-improve ng products, pwedeng sa pakikisama sa mga leaders mo, pwedeng sa pakikisama sa mga tao mo, pwedeng sa pag-i-incentivize, pwedeng sa pagta-travel, but you have to find what makes you happy in your business. Kasi if you can do it now, even when you're struggling, if you can do it now, if you can be happy now, I'm here to tell you, you will be happier in the future. That way, when you progress, when you grow, and when you get more money, you get to be more and more happy. And the most amazing part around this is you get to share it with the people that you love, with the people who supported you nung nagsisimula ka palang magnegosyo. And you get to share this happiness with your customers as well. Because we're not doing business for money. We're doing business for more freedom. Number 9, find your motivation. Now I know I've been telling people motivation alone is garbage. Motivation alone. Hindi pwedeng mag-isa lang. Hindi pwedeng motivation lang. Pero motivation will get you to start. Kaya lang, since nagsisimula ka palang magnegosyo, you really have to find your motivation. Pwedeng wala ka pang disiplina. Because as you build your business, dyan na rin mabibuild yung disiplina mo. So hindi ko pwedeng sabihin sa'yo na dapat may disiplina ka kagad, dapat malapit ka, you have to be a man, whatever, right? Maybe the small things can motivate you. What if watching my videos motivates you? Then good. You can simply watch videos every day. Pagdating ng umaga, you watch videos and then you take action. Pag nahihirapan ka na, nadidrain ka na, you watch another video and then you take action. Pagdating ng gabi, demotivated ka, drain ka, you watch another video and then you take action. As simple as that. If you can find your motivation, if you can find what motivates you, what inspires you, you can simply expose yourself to it. That's the point. Until such time na ma-build mo na yung disiplina mo. Maybe a cup of coffee motivates you. Maybe one episode of anime motivates you. Maybe your son, your daughter motivates you. Either way, you have to find your motivation. Magkakaiba tayo ng motivation. Magkakaiba tayo ng level ng battery life. Magkakaiba tayo ng level ng disiplina. Pero since nagsisimula ka pa lang, yes, discipline is important. Consistency is important. But if motivation helps you right now, then use that. You have to find whatever inspires you. So bilang negosyante na nagsisimula pa lang, sabi ko nga sa inyo, you have to find something that makes you happy, right? Maybe ang motivation mo, magandang feedback from your customer. Maybe ang motivation mo, magkaroon ka ng ekstrang pera para may pangbigay ka sa church. Maybe ang motivation mo is yung family mo. Maybe ang motivation mo, yung mga empleyado mo, nakikita mo na sobrang sipag. And you wanna give them more. You want to give them a better life. Or maybe ang motivation mo, yung sitwasyon mo ngayon. Because maybe I'm not here to motivate you. Maybe I'm here to remind you that the best motivation is your current situation. Hirap ka na pagod ka na. Hindi pa ba enough na motivation yan? Hindi mo nakakasama lagi pamilya mo, hindi pa ba yan enough na motivation sa'yo? To do more and achieve more. Pwedeng umiidad na yung magulang mo hanggang ngayon nagtatrabaho. Hindi pa ba yan enough motivation sa'yo? Tandaan nyo that a negative situation, pain, can push you forward, but your goals and dreams will pull you. If you can have both, that will be better for you. You have to let the pain from your current situation push you to do more, push you to achieve more. And you have to let the excitement of the future, the excitement of the better life, so you will have push and pull. Number 10, invest in yourself. Dito rin ako nagkamali before. You know my story. Galing ako sa hirap, 16 ako nag-start magnegosyo, and I became a millionaire at the age of 19. At the age of 21, I was already earning 900,000 per week. That's a lot of money. Pero alam nyo ba guys, I lost a lot of money in that process. Kasi hindi pa ako marunong mag-handle ng pera, hindi pa ako magaling mag-handle ng sarili ko. Yes, nakapag-start ako ng real estate, nakapag-build ako ng maraming paupahan. Pero I lost more than 50% of my money. Dahil sa gastos, because I was too focused on trying to please people, trying to please my team, incentivizing the wrong people, spending time with the wrong people, because I don't love myself, I don't know who I am. So basically, hindi ko mahal yung sarili ko during those times kasi hindi ko kilala kung sino ako. Yes, kumikita na ako ng malaking pera noon. Doon ako nagkamali. That is why at the age of 27, I was depressed. Ito yung time na sobrang laki ng income ko. But I was depressed. I lost a lot of hair in the process. I was betrayed by a lot of my team, a lot of my leaders. Tapos 2020, dumating pa si pandemic. And that's when I started immersing myself in personal development. So can you imagine, may pera na't lahat na depressed ka pa. Paano kaya pag wala ka pang pera, di ba? And I'm here to tell you, for you to avoid all that drama, all that mistakes, all the failures, simulan mo na ng tama. You have to develop yourself. Hindi mo naman kailangan gumastos ng sobrang mahal agad. You can start with reading books. You can start with free videos like this. Pero kung nagsisimula ka pa lang, here's the best you can learn right now, okay? Sabi nga ni Jim Rohn, di ba? Income does not far exceed personal development. It means na ikaw to, at ito yung negosyo mo, the more na nag-grow yung negosyo mo, dapat nag-grow ka rin. Kasi pag nag-grow yung negosyo mo, hindi ka nag-grow, babagsak yan. Lumaki yung team mo, hindi ka nag-grow, bagsak yan. Dumami yung pera mo, hindi ka nag-grow, bagsak yan. So for you to expand your business, kapag meron kang malaking income, kapag malaki na yung cash flow mo, you have to constantly reinvest your money. Pero tandaan mo, ang mali ng mga tao, nagre-reinvest sila ng pera sa negosyo at sa ibang tao, pero nakakalimutan nilang mag-invest sa sarili nila. Tandaan mo na ikaw ang nag-handle ng negosyo mo. Ikaw ang boss. Ikaw ang boss ng buhay mo, ikaw ang boss ng negosyo mo. Kapag hindi ka nag-grow, maloloko ka lang. Kapag hindi ka nag-grow, mahihirapan kang i-handle yung growth ng business mo. Pag hindi ka nag-grow, mauubos lang din yung pera mo. And again, you don't have to spend a lot of money for personal development. You can start with webinars, courses, books, and programs. So Sir MJ, ano nga yung magandang matutunan namin habang nagsisimula pa lang kami? 1. Personal development programs. Sobrang makakatulong sa'yo yan. Number 2, mastering patterns. Kasi kung nagsisimula ka pa lang, nandyan lahat ng juice ng learning. Diyan mo madedevelop yung sales process mo, yung follow-up sequence mo, yung produkto mo, yung services mo, yung overall experience ng customers mo. Diyan mo masisimulan yung sistema mo sa pag-hire ng mga tao, sa pagdadagdag ng team, sa pag-expand ng team. So kung gusto mong mas mapabilis yung growth ng business mo, you have to master patterns. Again, I already made a video about this. And then number 3, self-mastery. The only way for you to build systems and structures for your business is when you already have self-mastery. Kasi tandaan mo na ikaw ang magra-run, ikaw ang magpapatakbo, at ikaw ang mag-ooperate ng negosyo mo. At hindi mo magagawa yan kung hindi mo pa kayang i-master yung utak mo, yung puso mo, at yung katawan mo. At yan tatlo na yan, matututunan mong lahat ng yan sa Success Blueprint. At ang good news ko sa inyo, Success Blueprint comes with a community. May mga startup entrepreneurs, may mga magsisimula pa lang din, may mga OFW, may mga empleyado, may mga estudyante, at may mga successful entrepreneurs na tayo sa community who are willing to share their journey with you. And yes, I'm also immersed in the community. I engage in the community and I answer questions there. At alam nyo ba guys, lately, meron tayong student na nakapag-produce ng 5 million sales in just 1 month. Guys, napakarami nating wins ha. Meron tayong student in 1 year, meron silang 747 million sales. Yung latest natin, may 5 million. Yung mga nauna nating students, nakabili ng bahay, nakabili ng 2 kotse. Basically, yung 5-year goal niya, naging 5 months. Yung mga student tayo, in just 3 days, nakapag-close ng 150,000 deal. Bawing-bawi na siya. So bottom line, we have a lot of wins in Success Blueprint. Paano ba yung nangyayari? Malalaman nyo yan when you enroll right now. And always remember that this year is all about contribution for me. So I'm doing my best to help my students move forward in life. And if you want to be part of it, enroll right now. So yun lang guys, this is the end of the podcast, and always remember that all I want is for you to become more successful and for you to reach the next level success. Again, my name is MJ Lopez and see you soon.